Welcome to this edition of the Ask Dr. Tommy O Health and Education Show. Tonight's show is going to be related to issues that affect our community. Our community is affected by obesity, diabetes, and hypertension, and this show is going to address those issues. In previous shows, I addressed those specific topics, but this show, we're going to demonstrate some information and instructions, specifically in fitness, which will help address our concerns in our community. But before we get to tonight's show, I'd like to thank people, our volunteers who helped a community service which was on July 9th in the Bronx. On July 9th, I co-hosted with the Church of Obedience and Authorities Ministry. We had a wonderful outreach show. More than 500 people, community members, showed up. More than half were screened for hypertension and diabetes. Now on to tonight's show. As I just addressed, in the Bronx, obesity is the #1 issue in all 5 boroughs. We have documented proof that the Bronx, and I'm going to say this, the fattest borough in New York City. So what are we doing about this? In the past, in December 2003, I had a show that was geared to answer that question. The question is, what are we going to do about obesity and type 2 diabetes? Type 2 diabetes is directly related to obesity and morbid obesity. On that show in December, I offered an option on how to address that issue, and that was skating with fitness, or fitness through roller skating. Tonight we're going to do a show on fitness through personal training. So now we're going to get into the show. I'd like to introduce Marissa Timefoo. Marissa, welcome to our show.
Thank you very much, Tommy. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
And I'd like to introduce my client. This is Sue Ann Ng.
Welcome to our show. Okay, what I'd like you to do is just go over, we have about an audience of about 3 million viewers, and this is all of New York City and northern New Jersey. What I'd like to do is introduce yourself, tell our viewers exactly who you are, where you came from, which led you to where you are today.
Okay, well, I'm a certified personal trainer, certified with the International Fitness Professionals Association. Born and raised in Brooklyn, right here in New York City. I started running as a child when I was 7 years old. Started running with my father, who started running just to lose weight and became a competitive runner. Then throughout the years, I've done soccer, rode crew, did judo, I've done various sports, and came to personal training. I started weight training while I was in college, and about 10 years later, I decided that's what I wanted to do. And I'm a running coach now with Nike, and I'm also a personal trainer at Bally's.
Wonderful. Besides that, what other community activities have you been involved with? You're also a lawyer. So.
Well, yes, I am a lawyer. I said between college and 10 years later, I became a personal trainer. Between that time, I became a lawyer. So I did family law. I worked with the Legal Aid Society, representing children in foster care for a year. I've worked at the Central Park Zoo. I work in the Wildlife Conservation Society. And I do various other community service activities.
Also, you're an actress.
Yes, I am also an actress. I've been professionally acting for about 3 years, acting and modeling, and it's wonderful. I do a lot of plays, community theater, and off-Broadway, and I also have done several independent films. I've starred in Love Lessons, which is an independent feature.
Okay, so a part of our community making a difference. Again, what the Ask Dr. Tommy O show, as well as Church Life Community Church, is all about, is making a difference in our community. Sue Ann, how did you end up at Bally's?
Bally's is right across the street from my office, and I went in and signed up for membership, and I saw Marissa coming down the stairs, and I made the connection with her because we're both runners, okay. and she had a better idea of how to concentrate on exercising and
muscle groups,
using different muscle groups on what would benefit me as a runner, right. And to strengthen those weaknesses Excellent. That I have.
Good, very good. That's important. When you're looking for a personal trainer, you want to find someone who, one, has the knowledge, the certification, as well as able to cater their exercise, their fitness program to your needs. Mm-hmm. In this case, both Marissa and Sue Ann are runners, so the exercise program is going to be geared to her needs. Mm-hmm. Now, getting back, let's define, what is a personal trainer? In your own words, what is a personal trainer?
Well, a personal trainer is someone who is certified, and that's very important, someone who has a certification in personal training. that will develop a very specific individualized program for a client.
Right.
And so I'm certified with the International Fitness Professionals Association, which means that I went through a 6-month course. I took a very rigorous exam. I've also, since then, I've taken extra courses in stretching, nutrition, plyometrics, advanced running techniques, and so that's what I use to focus on my clients. And the whole point of personal training is the word personal, which means whatever comes at you, whatever the client comes with, whatever illnesses, injuries, age, different things that will affect them as a person, how I can develop a program, a workout program for them.
Right. It's said a one-on-one versus a coach would be a team.
Exactly, yeah, and that's what makes personal training different than, let's say, a team situation or even a group exercise class at a gym, is that I'm with the client one-on-one for an hour, and I can watch their form, their technique. I can see if they're having trouble with a certain kind of exercise, or if they're favoring one muscle group over another, or any number of things, and that's what I do. You know, I'm always very, very conscious about technique, breathing technique, physical technique, because that's how people get injured if they're not careful with those things.
Right. So if a person comes into a gym and they see someone wearing a t-shirt that says staff or personal trainer, does that necessarily make them a personal trainer?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, what really makes you a personal trainer is someone who has that certification, and who has the certification which proves that they took the time and the energy and have the knowledge and the information that they need in order to really train someone. You know, someone who has passed the exams and everything.
Right. Now, in order to become a personal trainer, you must go through a regimen of different types of educational components. There are going to be anatomy, kinesiology, there's going to be a nutritional component, and this is, what, about 1,000 hours? How many hours would you say?
Well, there's several different certifications.
Right.
I don't know for every certification.
Okay, but for yours?
My certification was a 6-month course.
Okay,
so
6 months course, and then at the end you had to take a certification to be board certified in personal training, and it's personal fitness trainer. And that's
right.
the difference between being a coach and a personal fitness trainer.
That's right, and there's several levels. It was 6 months to become the basic entry level, but many trainers take advanced courses and continuing education courses to get more knowledgeable and have an in-depth knowledge about a specific sport or a specific group of people. Sometimes you can take a senior personal training course for seniors, or personal training for prenatal care, things like that. So there's different kinds of extra courses you can take.